You're listening to Kizuki, the podcast. I'm Mae Yoshikawa, and I define the Japanese concept of Kizuki as the following. Kizuki 1. A moment of epiphany, an aha of realization or insight which opens the knower to a new dimension of truth that was formerly unknown. 2. Steps in an incremental growth of awareness, resulting in a movement from ignorance to greater awareness of the bigger picture. A kind of knowing that cannot be undone, that cannot be unrealized. As a longtime yoga and meditation practitioner, a world traveler, and curious self-explorer, I'm obsessed with Kizukis. Listen on each week for inspiring and enlightening stories that may just tip you over for your next aha. On this week's episode, stop trying. It's a chilly autumn afternoon in Tokyo, and I am just having a seemingly ordinary day. Taught some classes, had some meetings, took care of some business stuff, and because it was chilly, I decided to step out for my lunch break and go get a nice hot steaming bowl of soba, buckwheat noodles. And on my way home, as I was in my neighborhood, I took my little dry cleaning slip to see if the dry cleaners would be open and that my stuff would be ready to bring home. When I got there, they were on a lunch break, and I needed to wait a couple more minutes before they opened. And when they did, I walked in, and unfortunately, my stuff wasn't ready yet. So I just said, thanks, I'll come back later. And I stepped out, and as it started to drizzle, I opened my umbrella, started to walk on down the street in my regular pair of white Adidas sneakers. Then I had this thought deep in my chest. I love my life. In that moment, a Kizuki. And I'm not even trying. That's because I know of all of the weeks, months, and years in my life where I have tried and worked so hard to love my life because I wanted to. I wanted so much to be the one who could love her life, as if that would be the answer to whatever troubles I was going through at the time. But do you remember that episode? If you go way back, many weeks ago, there's an episode titled Affirmations, Cringy or Awesome, within which I spoke about how affirmations are all well and good when you're feeling it, when you're vibing with it, and it affirms a sense of already having that thing, already being on the same wavelength as that state of being that you want to be at, whether it's joy or abundance or love or flow. In the same way, if you catch yourself trying, and especially if you catch yourself trying maybe a little too hard in life at anything, whether it's to succeed at work, to get the guy, to get the position, anything, or like in my case, just to rekindle your love of life even though it seems like a high goal, a worthy aim, the trying in itself, especially when there's a little bit of a tinge of struggle with the trying because you don't have it, it's actually affirming the lack. The very reason why you must try so hard, tinged with struggle, is because you don't have it, and therefore, in trying, you affirm that you don't have it. You affirm your lack. In other words, you end up being farther from your true goal because you're trying, and you're trying too hard. So, as I understand it, there is a fine balance, an ebb and flow, an inhale and exhale of honing in on your direction and your goal and where you want to go and moving towards it. But when it feels like you're trying too hard and you're beginning to bang your head and struggle, just to kind of loosen the grip, look around, take your time, remind yourself that you're an eternal being, and enjoy. Enjoy the isness of wherever you're at in the process, in the moment, on that day. And that was me today, walking down the street in a little bit of chilliness after a hot bowl of buckwheat soba with the dry cleaners that didn't even have my clothing ready because I went too early. It was perfect. And it was so perfect that I could appreciate the perfection of the ordinary imperfect day, that I didn't need it to be perfect, and that I certainly wasn't trying. It's such a relief, such an ease about not trying. It's also a sense of releasing control, because the trying itself is fed by our very human and egotistic need to control the outcome and when we get the outcome. So stop trying. That's what this episode is about. I guess it's a simple recommendation to say, what if just today, maybe even just for the next 3 hours, you decided that you would stop trying and just be with the isness of what is before you today. Thank you for listening. Learn more about me in my upcoming book, Kizuki, Realizations Beyond Time and Death, at my website, maey.live, or find me on Instagram at maeyoshiKawa.